What's up, guys? Shockwave640 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Cybertron Menasor. I think he was also known as Drill Mole or something like that. The reason why I'm not doing another G1 Constructicon video is because these past few weeks, when I haven't uploaded anything, I don't know, YouTube's been acting really strange for me. It's not really letting me upload anything. So I figured I'd just try giving it a couple days of a break, because I was trying all last week to try to get a video uploaded, but the videos kept getting corrupted mid-uploading, and I had recorded the video for the Constructicons like 3 times, so I was getting tired of doing the same review over and over and over, and I was kind of losing enthusiasm in it, and I didn't want to give a video where I had already done it 3,000 times and didn't care enough to go through everything properly. So I figured we'd take a break and try reviewing something else completely different and maybe have better luck. And so we're gonna have a look at my favorite Cybertron toy, and this is Decepticon turned Autobot, Menasor. This is an absolutely amazing figure. Extremely hard to actually find, even on eBay, for a decent price and complete. Actually, it's really even hard to find one complete. Or it's hard to find one at all, really. It's very similar to trying to find an Energon Shock Blast or a Cybertron Optimus. I know he's pretty hard to find too. So this is one of those figures that are really hard to find. But if you can ever find him, I would definitely recommend him. Mine was a pretty heavy price, but he came with everything, including his Cyber Key, and I believe it is his original Cyber Key. And it was like $74 shipped, so it was quite pricey. But I really wanted this figure just because he's my favorite design in the Cybertron Cybertron series. So get Baby Peach out of here, and we will take a look at his vehicle mode. And now he is from I think the planet was called Gigantron or Gigatron, something like that. Same planet that Metroplex was from, and Quick Mix and those guys like that. So they're supposed to be absolutely gigantic, almost pretty much titans. For Transformers, and they all turned into some sort of construction vehicle, and they all had a little minicon partner with them, and really cool things like that. So right now he is combined with his minicon. I don't remember his minicon's name, so if anybody knows his minicon's name, post it down in the description below. I don't remember. I didn't really care about his minicon, if he came with it or if he didn't. Mine just happened to be complete with it. I would not have really cared if he came with it or not, because most of the time his minicon is off at the side somewhere. I never really display the minicon, just because the minicon's kind of a, for this guy anyways, I really like minicons, but I don't like his minicon, because you could definitely tell it's one of the crappier minicons, and we'll get into that in a minute. We'll take a look at the minicon first, but this is their combined vehicle form. Nothing really locks together in the combined vehicle form, but just because this has to separate, which means the arms have to come apart and they won't connect to the legs. So but this is what it looks like. It just makes the little scoop wider by inserting the minicon in there. I'm starting it out like this just because trying to get that minicon actually plugged in is a royal pain in the butt. Like, that is really difficult to do. On my copy anyways, it's such a tight connection, and things want to move around, and then when you finally get one side in, some ratchet somewhere on him wants to get out of place, and you have to rearrange it, and he's got some extremely heavy ratchets on him, and everything else just gets sort of knocked out of whack. So that's pretty much how that looks. Nothing else changes on him except for slight adjustments. So we're gonna go ahead and split this, and you can see his minicon's already coming apart. We're gonna set the minicon to the side real quick and get him transformed into his proper vehicle mode. And to do that, we're just gonna kind of move his arms out of the way. I hope you do like the new lighting source anyways. I do have a big lamp now, because I realized it was really hard to see with the Constructicons. I might do a retake on that first Constructicon part and just redo the Constructicons in general, because I realized I didn't realize that Vortex and Blastoff was such darkly colored figures, so it was probably really hard to see anything, so I apologize for that. If you guys want me to, I'll reshoot the video and cover anything I missed. So anyways, these were just interlocking tabs. You can see the tab there, and there's a slot there, and there's a hook tab right there that'll just hook in under this little ridge right here where my thumb is. So you want to join those together if I can get them to hinge down. There we go. And then those will come together to make the front shovel. And then you just want to get his arms aligned properly to where you can get this this pylon right here to plug into this port right there on the foot. So you just kind of get those finagled into place, and everything else should really just line up by itself, and the shovel will probably come undone a million times while you're doing it, because it's not the most secure connection there. And then kind of try to get all of this straightened out so that everything works accordingly to how it needs to go. So just do the same right here on this side. You want to join these together. From what I was reading on the TF Wiki for this guy's toy, whenever I was originally first buying him, just reading about his character and everything. Originally, they apparently in the instructions they don't tell you about this this connection point right here, which is kind of weird. There we go. Get that lined a bit more properly, and that's pretty much how his vehicle mode goes. So we'll set him off to the side real quick and we take a look at his little minicon dude. So here's his little minicon dude. Mine does not like to stay together at all. Mine has so much QC problems with him. But he's really cool looking. I do quite like him. Let me readjust myself. He just turns into like this little like snowplow sort of thing. It's like a dump truck snowplow. It's pretty cool looking. I do like the gold paint in there. It's a strange choice for the gold paint. I don't know why they didn't paint this the same color as that. It's like a greenish tan color. But it is pretty cool though. It doesn't look bad. So just looking at the details, he does have windows and a windshield. None of it is painted at all. He's got his little bucket right there. Doesn't dump or anything just because of the way he transforms. And you can lift up the little shovel. It does move up and down, and you can see he's got a grill and little minicon port. We'll show how that works when we get Menasor into his robot mode. You can see there is his minicon symbol. This ridge right here is that's on both sides of the bucket are what tab into. You can see right there that hole. Right there, right above Menasor's head, that'll become these two rails that will clasp around these parts right here, and it's really, really hard to actually get that in because it's such a tight connection. And then he'll be down at an angle, and then you just flip this up, and that's how he will fit into the scoop to become part of that. So I'm not going to show how to do it just because, like I said, it's a real pain in the butt to actually get that to work. But you basically get the gist of it. It doesn't really make much of a difference anyways. But yeah, so that's pretty much all the vehicle mode does. It's got it rolls decently. To transform him, all you're going to do is untab the bucket if it doesn't already do it itself. You can see it just tabs in. It just hooks over those little blue parts right there on his knees, over those little holes right there. He's going to bring these out. Just like that, and then just kind of bend his arms at the elbow so that way his arm's a little bit more defined. You're going to straighten him out right here where the minicon hinge is, just like that, so that way he is sitting properly, and then bring his arms down and adjust everything how you need it to. And then just come right here with your fingernail, flip up his little tiny gold head. It will soft click into place. And there we have his minicon in his robot mode. And I do really like his robot mode. I like the big gorilla-like proportions. He has weird arms. He sort of has fingers, sort of has a hand molded in there, and then it's just like really weirdly shaped right there because of the bucket. I'm not a big fan of the way that looks when you start thinking about it, but if you just look at it as a big black thing being his arm, and you kind of visualize that as his hand right there, it doesn't look that bad. He's very, very gorilla-like. So yeah, and taking a quick look there at his head. It's a really, really tiny head, so my phone doesn't want to focus. There we go. See his very, very like Soundwave-ish head with a red face / visor. Typical Minicon head. That's what to expect. But hey, yeah, he's pretty cool. He's got some like goldish silver paint right there on his shins, and everything else is pretty much what we saw in vehicle mode. He's got the little shovel thing as a backpack, so not much kibble. Articulation wise, he can look up, he can look down. Well, he can look up, he can't look down. His shoulders are on a ball joint, they will go all the way around, and they're on a hinge, the transformation hinge at the base, so his arms can go up really, really far. He can hit himself in the head with his own shoulder. And then his elbows are on a ball joint, so they will give you slightly over 90 degrees of a bend, and you can use that ball joint as a bicep swivel. Or, I don't know if you can consider that a bicep or an elbow swivel. He also has an ab crunch, so that's something pretty useful. And then his legs can move forward that far, backward that far, and that's where the articulation stops. No knee, his legs don't go in and out, and yeah, so his articulation is really, really good in the upper body, but in the lower body it does suffer quite a bit. But it's a Minicon, they're not known for being extremely posable. So I'm gonna return him to his vehicle mode real quick. Very, very simple process, very quick process. If I don't rip the bucket off. There we go. Because he's gonna be needed to, he's gonna need to be in vehicle mode for the rest of the review for the gimmicks and whatnot. So just kind of squish him back into his little snowplow mode, and we're gonna set this little dude off to the side because he won't be needed for a while. Now, bringing Menasor back in. So, Menasor turns into a little mining vehicle of sorts. Really, really cool looking. I absolutely love this vehicle mode. It's a strange color choice, but it works. He's got a little bit of red up on the top, on these, like, I don't know what you would call these red things. They're like, I honestly don't know. Some sort of Cybertronian thing on a drill tank. He's got what looks like a cannon, which it's probably a floodlight, but it looks like a cannon. And he's got like some kind of a sonar array up there. The gigantic plow there in the front. And then coming along the side, you have like some Energon blue going along both of the arms. This arm, it is a like a smaller drill tool. And like some smaller chainsaws, and then some tank treads right there. And bringing in the little Minicon dude, you just plug him onto the Minicon port with just like that. And when you plug him in, he will unlock the ability to slide. If I can get it to work, it's a little bit stiff. There we go. If I pop that off, I'm just gonna keep that off. Probably gonna pop off anyways. Anyways, he will slide out. Like just like that, and he will activate a little drill. So if I can get him to work, there we go. So very, very stiff and kind of clinky, but you can see when you move him forward and back, it spins the drill and it extends these little like crusher claws or chainsaws or whatever they're supposed to be. So really, really cool gimmick. A little bit more effective in his robot mode, but it is cool that you can do it in either mode. So just gonna slide that back in, try to reset it. You just bring those back in. It will clip into place. And then on this arm, he has this big translucent drill, this little spinning drill. He would have lights and sounds, but mine does not work. So the Cyber Key gimmick doesn't work at all on mine. He does have this little wheel up on top, which is meant for robot mode. This little black wheel back here, which does spin the drill. That's for robot mode. The little wheel here on the bottom is what spins the drill. So whenever he's driving, you can see the drill is spinning. So really cool gimmick. I do quite like that. I would have liked that a lot when I was a kid. I'm gonna put his shovel back on. It's just clipped on. It's no big problem. So set that off to the side, and his Cyber Key right here. I believe this is the Giant Planet Cyber Key. I'm not entirely sure. It's got the little coat on the back. Done in the metallic blue clear with the Decepticon symbol. This might not be his key. I'm not entirely sure, but what you would do is you would plug this into the side, and each time you pushed it, the drill would light up and it would make some kind of drilling noise. So that's all his cyber key did. So just pulling it out to the side and continuing to take a look at the details. So coming down to the back, you can see some big heavy treads and some like stabilizing pistons and some gold-ish plastic going on. I don't fear this being any kind of gold plastic syndrome because it's not really that kind of plastic. It's more of a metallic, spicy mustard color, so I'm not too worried about it. Really, really cool detail. He's got a lot of minicon ports on him, hard points anyways. He's got one there, and same on the other side. He's got one on each arm, so you can put a lot of minicons on this dude if you really wanted to, so that's pretty cool. Most of the Giant Planet figures were like that, because on their planet they had minicons, so makes sense. So that is pretty much it for his vehicle mode. When you flip him over, you can see his entire robot mode pretty much. Yeah, so we're gonna get him transformed. He does have 3 modes technically, because, well, I guess technically you can say 4 modes if you really wanted to with the minicon thing, but that's really just power up vehicle mode. All the Giant Planet guys do have a work mode, which is a mode that they would use on their planet to do more heavy labor, and if they had to move bigger, heavier things, so they would be smaller but more stable, things like that. And then they have their normal robot mode, which would be for other tasks that would require more limber movement, I guess you could say. So what we're going to do first is we're going to get him transformed into his work mode, which is extremely easy to do. We're just going to unplug the arms from the feet. You're going to flip him up, and what you want to do is you want to unfold his legs about 3 clicks. So 1, 2, 3, and then bring his feet down about 2 clicks, just like that. Turn him around, make sure everything is oriented properly. Get him standing, and you've got his legs done for work mode anyways. Now you just want to readjust the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Excuse me. Now you want to bring both of his arms out, just like so. Bring them down. Bring it down a couple clicks. It's kind of just straightening out his arms is pretty much what you're doing. Just like that. And then you're going to split the bucket just like this and hinge them back and kind of angle them however you want. They don't really have a natural stopping point except for up, so that's usually how I have them. And there you have Menasor in his work mode. And he is weird looking in his work mode. I believe he did actually use this in the show. Now, typically, whenever one of these guys were in their work mode, they didn't actually walk with their legs. They just used their wheels and just rolled, which makes a lot more sense. And since they have a wider leg stance and the inverted knees, it makes it a little bit more stable. And they're also shorter to be a little bit more stable as well to lower to the ground. So yeah, the articulation is going to be exactly the same as it would be in robot mode, so I'm not really going to go over it right now. So yeah, just a little work mode. Now getting into his normal robot mode is pretty easy from here. You're just going to raise his arms up to get them out of the way. He's going to, these would normally tab into the side right here, his waist pieces, but they don't really on my copy. So you just want to bring those in, bring it in on this side. They will clip together just like that. He's going to bring his legs straight down. I'm going to rotate him at the thigh, at both of his thighs, and then straighten out his knee a couple clicks, and then straighten out his foot. And there you have his legs all done. And then you just bring his arms back down. I like to take his wrists or his hands here and fold those out just a click. And there you have Menasor in his robot mode. The ratchets in mine's arms are a little bit weird to get aligned properly. Oh, and then you want to take his cannons and flip them up. So here is Menasor in his robot mode, and he is not gigantic. He's probably a mix between, he's like right in between Voyager and Leader size. We'll do a size comparisons in just a second. But yeah, so we're gonna get in and take a look. We'll do the size comparisons first. It's usually what we do. I'm forgetting what I usually do. So, first size comparison, we're gonna bring in just a few random things. Here's Rob. If you want to see how he scales with Rob, because why not? Here he is with Braxton. The stuffed animal is ridiculously hard to find. I don't know why, but I wanted it. It's my favorite Pokemon. I have to have it. So they can see how he scales with a Braxton. With a more recent toy, an extremely recent toy. Here he is with the, I think it's Ultra class Shockwave from the Cyberverse series, which is an amazing, amazing figure. I would highly recommend this figure to anybody that is even skeptical about it. As long as you don't mind it missing the one elbow joint and having a really weird transformation or a really weird alt mode, he's a really, really cool figure. So you can see he is bigger than this figure. He's way, way heavier. I mean, this guy's got a massive amount of bulk to him. This thing weighs almost nothing, but so that is these two actually do look really cool together. My guess is if Shockwave was in the Cybertron series, he'd probably look something like this. Just a little bit more of a wacky color scheme. And a recent leader class figure. Here he is with Six Shot. I'm probably not gonna review this figure just because it's gonna be really difficult to do. It's gonna be a really long video considering he has 6 different modes. So he does tower over Menasor because Menasor is a pretty short guy. And here he is again with Cybertron Optimus in his super mode. So Cybertron Optimus towers over him, and this is nowhere near accurate for the size. Anyways, I think Cybertron Optimus, even in his super mode, only went up to about Menasor's waist. Maybe he could have been a little bit taller than that, but I doubt it. Because I think there's a scene you can see where all the other Decepticons are standing next to him, and they're like barely up to his thigh. So yeah, Menasor's supposed to be a pretty big guy. I don't know why his toy is so small, and Metroplex has got to be so big. And I think Quick Mix is even smaller than Menasor, so yeah, the scaling has always been off on Transformers. But let's get in close and take a look at the details. So taking a look at his face, I'm gonna have to make him do the splits in order to do this because he's a big dude. So taking a look at his head sculpt, really, really cool head sculpt. I absolutely love his head sculpt. It's very very knight-like and very cool. Doesn't really suit his character at all on the show, considering every single person from the giant planet spoke an Irish accent for whatever reason. It was pretty annoying, but yeah, he's got a really cool looking head sculpt. I do really, really like it. It's very like alien-like and very similar to but like a cross between a knight, some sort of like a demon or an alien of some kind. And it's just really, really cool looking. I do quite like it. It's definitely unique. One of my absolute favorite Transformer head designs. I'm really hoping that that a third-party company or Hasbro, somebody revisits this version of Menasor or Dremel or whatever he was called. I really do hope they revisit him because that would be really cool. And then taking a look at his chest, you can see his chest is mostly clear plastic, which don't really know if it's going to break over time or not. Don't really mess with it all that much. And then all the other details you see on him are pretty much the same that he already had. And then very, very clean transformation. He pretty much has no kibble. It's just the top of the vehicle and then the scoop shovel things. But, I mean, his wings are supposed to be right there. When you're looking for this guy on eBay or anything like that, he's almost always going to be missing these cannons right here because they are just clipped onto the little clear plastic clip. He's almost always going to be missing those. He's almost always going to be missing these wings. And so yeah, there's a couple things to look out for. So articulation wise, he does have quite a bit of it. His head can do a full 360, but mine does kind of get stuck when it starts to go that far, but it can do a full 360. These wings right here can move up and down. They're on more of like a specific kind of angle they have to go in, which is back or forward. You can kind of cheat it to get it to go in between, but they are supposed to just be all the way back in robot mode, and then you can just kind of angle them however you wish. His arms, they are on a heavy ratchet. Will go a full 360. They will go all the way up, and probably more if he wasn't hindered by his own design. He does have a bicep. If I can get his arm to stay still, he does have a bicep swivel. 90 degrees of bend there at the elbow, and his elbow cannot go all the way straight because of the big pylon, but it doesn't really matter because, I mean, what is he going to be doing with his arms anyways? He has no hands. The wrist, I guess you can call it, can rotate all the way around, so you can angle that however you wish. I always like to just bring it out one click just to kind of give it a different angle. His legs can go that far forward. He can go that far backward. His waist keeps on splitting. His legs can do more than the full splits. He does have a thigh swivel, which is a pretty rare thing for Transformers from the Unicorn trilogy to have. He does have a full range of movement there on the knee due to transformation. And his feet can go up, they can go down. So you got a lot of movement there. No ankle tilt though, but his feet are so gargantuan, it's not like it really matters. And no waist articulation due to how he transforms. Now, he has the exact same gimmicks that he had in vehicle mode for his arms, so I'm not going to go over those again. But he does have one more gimmick that he can do with his minicon, and that requires opening up his chest. Because I guess he's supposed to be a mech suit. So, yeah. So we're gonna open this guy up back into his robot mode, and of course that thing's gonna fall off again. So getting this guy transformed, he's kind of wanna straighten him out. I'm gonna put this stupid thing back on. What you're gonna do is he's just going to slide perfectly right into this little cavity. And then, I don't know why he's not wanting to fit properly. Probably because things are getting stuck. I don't know. I don't like this minicon because he's really, really fiddly and doesn't like to cooperate with you. So, usually I just have him crammed in here and I never think about him. So, anyways, then you just close that up and you can see little minicon dude in the cockpit in there. You can kind of see his head right behind the Decepticon symbol, which is right in front of his face. I do kind of wish that they didn't have a Decepticon symbol on this guy because, spoiler alert, in the show he does become an Autobot. But I wish that either he had like a sticker. Granted, I didn't buy this guy brand new, so it wouldn't really matter either way, but it would have been cool if he had like a little sticker that you could either choose if he was Autobot or Decepticon or neither. I'll probably buy an Autobot sticker and put it on him. Then again, I liked him as better as a Decepticon anyways, because he definitely looks more like a Decepticon. But yeah, guys, so this was Cybertron Menasor. If you ever see this guy, I would highly recommend you pick him up. He's an amazing figure. Really hard to find, but definitely worth it. So, anyways, guys, I am Shockwave640, and this was Cybertron Menasor. And I'll be seeing you later, my little Logicons. Peace.